We are Group 1 and we're going to present the LET-107 about the columnists. This is our members, which is Ha, Fars, Lee, Venu, and Fifi. We have chosen Task B, which is Writing in the Column by Vincent 2014. And we have chosen two columnists, which is Doctors Sundra Morris and also Doctors Alan Fuchs, and we're going to emphasize on school safety and violence prevention. So this is an overview of our objective. Let's say two columnist opinions. This is the meaning of columnist by Vincent F. Felix. So basically, columnist is a media writers that focus on opinion-oriented rather than a traditionalist like news reporters. And normally, columnist is a person that will engage with their audience and share a lot of point of view, and it's more like non-informal stuff. And also, they love to express a lot of ideas.
Hello everyone, our presentation today will be focused on topic school safety and violence prevention based on two opinion columnists which is Dr. Sundramurti and Dr. James Allen Fox. Opinion column serves as a platform where experts and thought leaders can share their perspective on pressing issues, often influencing public discourse and policy. We will compare how each columnist presents their argument, uses evidence, and communicates their views effectively.
See the argumentative style. We have Dr. Sundamurti and Dr. Alan Fuchs model. It focuses on four subtopic, but I'm going to emphasize more to detail stuff, which is Dr. Sundramurti is focusing on a curriculum, meanwhile Dr. Fuchs is more focusing on a mental health investments, and I'm going to dive into the next slide. The comparative critical analysis from Dr. Sundramurti and also Dr. Alan Fox models. So Dr. Sundramurti, as I said, is more focusing on a human social behavior. He wants to emphasize a curriculum on a lot of sections, secondary schools and also the university levels. But the cons of this stuff is that it doesn't have a good structures and it lack of the emphasis from a lot of field, and it lack of the the structures is different from what the standardization is. And in order to get this curriculum to be standard, it needs to go a lot of process, and also a lack of resource, a lack of the professionals. If it needs to be established, all of the sections from IPG, the teacher resource teaching centers, they need to have a new syllabus. And in order to have the new syllabus, they need a lot of stuff. Approval from the KPM, which is the Education Ministry, and also like that. On the other hand, Dr. Alan Fox model is focusing on more related to mental health investment. However, it doesn't have resources to, and also it lack of the professional help like psychologists and psychiatrists and even counselor. And the con of this is that it lack of all the stuff. To compare with, both of these columnist ideas in order to prevent the school violence and also provide safety is good. However, they need extra more cautious in terms of being hybrids of the paradigms, and also they need a lot of inspections in terms of the long terms and in terms of like the cultural factors and also the stigma. In order to overcome that, they need to make another research more related to the long-term project and also have a model of it.
And he locked his car. He locked his ammunition in the car. He was so confused he couldn't even get that
leaking
far.
confidential police information on social media may have its advantages, but could also disrupt ongoing investigations and possibly tarnish the force's reputation.
Is they see
Sundramurti
themselves
of
as the victim of
University
injustice.
Science Malaysia
They
said
feel that everyone else is
such
getting all
leaks
the
may
brains, not
expose
them.
police misconduct and
And
corruption,
they want treatment.
which
They
could
want
lead to
treatment. They
reforms
want
within
fair
the
treatment.
police force,
They don't want
especially
psychological
in terms
treatment
of
because they don't think there's anything
transparency
wrong
and
with them.
accountability.
And
It could
even
also
if
help
we
rid
offered it to
corrupt
them, they
officers
generally
and
wouldn't take
practices.
us up on it.
He was commenting on
after
Kuala
Sandy
Lumpur
Hook,
Police Chief
Barack
Alauddin
Obama
Abdul
went to
Majid's
Hartford,
revelation last week
and he gave a
that
speech
some
and he
police
said,
officers
"We need
and
to do
members of
something
the
about the
public
mentally
have been
ill
leaking
before it's
confidential
too late."
information on social
Now,
media.
why is that? Is it
Sundramurti
they were
went on to
so
say that when
concerned about
police
the well-being of
officers
the mentally
expose
ill?
the
Or is it
misconduct or
because we're so
corrupt
concerned about the
practices
well-being
of
of
their fellow
the people they may
colleagues,
shoot?
it could help
It's really
restore
the latter,
public trust in
which
the force.
only reinforces
Such
the stigma
exposés would show
associated
that not
with
all
mental
officers
illness
are
by
complicit in
inflating
covering
mental
up
illness.
wrongdoing, he
And
said.
he locked his car.
It could also
He
help
locked his
exonerate
ammunition in
innocent
the car. He
people
was
and
so
encourage
confused he
fairer
couldn't even get
treatment
that
of
far.
victims of police
So it
misconduct.
does. So it's a
However,
myth
he
that
said
they're
leaks may also lead
most of them are mentally
suspects
ill.
to destroy evidence,
Now, the other thing is,
intimidate witnesses, and
they-
escape
What's
justice.
true about mass shooters is they see themselves as the victim of injustice. They feel that everyone else is getting all the breaks, not them.
As the for use of the evidence, both parties agree that being open and responsible helps to stop violence, whether it's in society or in school. And James Allen Fox says school shootings aren't just about mental illness, and we need to look into things like easy access to the weapons and warning signs. School should be a safe place where students feel listened to, not ignored, and safe. And Dr. Sundramoorthy says that it's important to expose bad actions to make things better. In schools where students or teachers who report about their threats or bullying should be supported and protected, so they would not receive any harm. And this helps building trust and stop the violence itself. In short, I can say both experts agree that being honest, taking action, and also listening to people is the key to real change, no matter whether it's in police or in school.
Alright, now we're going to look at the impact of Dato' Dr. P. Sundramoorthy's and Dr. James Allen Fox's text on school violence prevention, respectively. And we're going to see to what extent is the effectiveness of their arguments on this similar topic. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm just going to give a brief summary. So for Dr. Sundramoorthy, his model emphasizes on structure and supervision, like moral education, longer school days, and school police officers, which is very suitable for the Malaysian education, while Dr. Fox's model emphasizes on mental health and SEL, such as counseling over security, SEL programs, and smart security for school violence prevention. So to sum up, Dr. Sundramoorthy's model is broad and visible, but quite costly and hard to maintain without enough resources, while Dr. Fox's model focused on a long-term using data and support system rather than strict control. So culturally, as we are in Malaysia, Dr. Sundramoorthy's fits well with the Malaysian values of discipline, while Fox's method encourages openness and mental well-being. Okay, now we're going to look at is their approach is effective and does it change perspective or provoke thoughts? For Dato' Dr. P. Sundramoorthy, his model challenges the view that school is only for academics. He proposes turning school into a full-time moral and behavioral training space with the help of police, structured time, and ethic lessons. This provokes thought about the role of discipline and structure in education. While Dr. James Allen Fox, he counters with the idea of Dr. Sundramoorthy that school safety isn't about fences or metal detectors, it's about listening, empathy, and mental health care. His argument changes the perspective by showing that emotional support, not fear-based control, is more impactful. So both Dr. Sundramoorthy and Dr. Fox approaches are effective in a way to prevent school violence.
Hello everyone, for this part of our presentation for today, I will be explaining about the difference between opinion column and letters to the editor. These two are common features in newspaper and online media, but they serve quite different purposes. Now let's start with difference between opinion columns and letters to the editor in terms of style. In terms of styles, opinion columns are more formal and well structured, where the writer usually follow a clear format. For example, introduction and followed by main argument and some evidence to support their point and end up with a conclusion as well. Meanwhile, for letters to the editor are usually more casual and personal, where they are written in simpler language and the message is often short and direct. Next, let's compare in terms of purpose. For the opinion columns, they are written to explain an issue or to suggest new ideas or to persuade readers to think more differently. Meanwhile, for the letters to the editor are written written as a response to a news article or recent events that happen. These letters are more often about sharing personal views or concerns rather than deep analysis. Now, lastly, let's compare in terms of audience. For opinion columns, usually they are written for a wide audience, which includes general public, professional, policymakers, and sometimes even students. While for letters to the editor are mainly directed at other readers or the newspaper or news sites. So, in short, opinion columns are more formal, longer, and written by professionals to influence ideas, while letters to the editor are shorter and more personal and written by everyday people reacting to current news.
In conclusion, Board of Columnists not only touch on the severity of the school violence, but also promotes a proactive and informed strategies for its prevention. While Dr. Sundrapurti focused on the community-based efforts and law enforcement in Malaysia, Dr. Fox focused on the policy reform and mental health support in American context. Despite their differing focuses, the shared purpose of these two columnists is still clear.
This is our reference.